The girl who had been raped, sodomized in the bathroom of a high school by a dude wearing a skirt, that father reacted. This man, this arrest of a 48-year-old plumber, became the poster boy for the new domestic terrorism the Biden administration, the administration in which you serve, has concocted to destroy anyone who gets in the way. Do you believe that a father attending a meeting, exercising his First Amendment rights, and yes, getting angry about whatever lies are being told about his daughter being raped in the school he sent her to be educated in, that this is domestic terrorism? Yes or no?
No, I do not think that parents getting angry at school boards for whatever reason constitute domestic terrorism.
So then, why did you send that letter, Mr. Attorney General? Why did you issue that memo? Why target parents across this country who are only concerned with their children's safety, their education, and their future? Let's ask the man who held the fire to Attorney General Garland today. It's Texas Congressman Chip Roy, who joins me now. Congressman, thanks so much for being with me. In your conversation today, in your investigation today, what specific threats was the Attorney General capable of providing to you that gave justification for investigating parents as domestic terrorists?
Yeah, well, clearly the Attorney General offered none. And, you know, this actually hits home for me, the story you just told. I grew up in Loudoun County, lifelong Texan in terms of my family roots back to the 1850s, but I went to high school in Loudoun County. So this hits home. It's personal. And what we learned today, you know, my friend Jim Jordan, the ranking member, he pressed the question to the Attorney General, and the Attorney General acknowledged that he exercised this effort. He took this effort to push the FBI into going after parents and school boards as a result of this memorandum from the National Association of School Boards. But what else did we learn today? I put into the record memoranda that came out from some friends of mine that did a FOIA request, and they put forward and showed that in emails there was obvious collusion going on between the National Association of School Boards and the White House. It was politically driven. They had been coordinating this for weeks, and they decided they wanted to put out what this would look like. And in the context of doing this memo, footnote 13 specifically references what occurred in Loudoun County. And the Attorney General had to acknowledge that that's where he got the impetus behind going after these parents. And I think it's a travesty. This father, he deserves a medal for how reserved he was about what happened to his 9th grade daughter in a bathroom in the school he sent her to get educated, to get raped, abused in a bathroom. He deserves commendation for simply going to a school board, raising his voice a little bit, and raising the concerns about what happened to his daughter, because I can tell you, my reaction might have been a little different.
Yeah, a commendation, not being labeled a domestic terrorist. I would love to walk through one more time with you what happened with this letter. I think it's important. So we have the National School Board Association that ahead of time, before the DOJ Act, sends a letter to the White House. What am I to take away from that? Does the White House workshop the letter? Do they collude? Do they collaborate? Do they send it back to the National School Board Association with preferred language, and then it's forwarded on to the DOJ? If that is what happened, then what does that mean for you and Congress? What does that imply about our government?
Well, what we know is that on September 29th, according to the FOIA request put out by the, the folks that went after this information through FOIA, we found out that the guy who's the interim executive director, the interim executive director of the National Association for School Boards, he said explicitly in the email that they had been coordinating and communicating with the White House about the terms they wanted to put in the memo. So then the memo is then put forward and sent to the White House, to President Biden. 5 days later, the Attorney General of the United States says, I'm going to go empower the FBI, and we're going to go after, and we're going to target parents. That is not a coincidence. We know exactly what is happening here, and the Parents Defending Education, which is the organization that did that, should be commended for doing this FOIA request so we could know the truth. But the truth is fairly evident because we saw it unfold, and the unfair attack of Scott Smith, a plumber, for defending his daughter, that the poster child is the poster child for freedom, the poster child for parents, the poster child for upending a tyrannical federal government led by this president and this attorney general targeting the American people and parents.
All right, Congressman Roy, thank you for jumping on. Thank you for your questions today, and thank you for your answers tonight.